Good morning, boys and girls. It's Miss Petrelli, or Miss P. I'm really happy to be talking to you right now. I miss you guys and I can't wait until we can meet in person. But for right now, this is going to be how we're starting off our year and our lessons. So welcome to fourth grade, and you're gonna find our class on Google Classroom. It's Mrs. Petrelli's fourth grade art class. So when you go on there, you're going to see examples. You're going to see the lesson written down, and you're going to see some visual references that are going to be as attachments in your classroom. And what we're going to start to do is we're going to look at an artist. His name is Keith Harring. And the example of his work is going to be found there in our Google Classroom. So what I'm doing today in this video is I'm going to show you guys how I'd like you to begin this lesson. Now, the purpose of our lesson is to understand kinds of lines. So we're going to be using straight, curved, so straight, curved, like a C, and a zigzag line. Those are the lines that artists use. So the element of line is one of our artist tools, okay? We use color, line, shape, texture. All of those are the elements of art, and that means that those are artist tools that we use in our mind, and then we put them on our paper, and that helps us get our image or our drawing or our picture across so that we can express what we're trying to talk about or show, or whatever we want to get out of our minds or imagination. We are going to start by just using a piece of paper. It doesn't matter, as you can see, what size paper you have. This right here happens to be a larger, thicker paper, like a construction paper, or like the paper that we have at school. I don't have this because I'm also at home, and so are you. So here I have regular copy paper from a printer. If you don't have even this, you have lined paper. You can use lined paper, right? Because we are talking about different kinds of lines. If you have a construction paper, you can use that, whatever you have available to you, okay? And a pencil, and preferably with an eraser, okay? Remember, like I always say in class, you don't want to press too hard. You don't want to go like this on your paper, because if you make a mistake, it's going to be very hard to remove it. So only press hard enough for you to see it in order for you to trace it, okay? We're going to begin by making figures like Keith Harring did. And he was an abstract artist, and his colors and lines and shapes reminded us of something. This might look like a figure of a person. It might look like a gingerbread man. I don't know. It might look like it looks cartoonish, right? So it's just giving you an impression or an idea that this might be a person or a human being or an alien. I don't know, something. But this is one figure and this is another figure. And what I was missing the most during this whole time that we've been away was hugging my friends that I haven't seen, hugging my family, my extended family out there, cousins and aunts and uncles that I don't have in my house living with me. And so I missed those hugs. And so I wanted to show my figures hugging one another. Okay, so if you'd like to do that, I'm gonna show you how I made this piece, and I'm gonna show you on my smaller paper today. If you'd like, you can do your own. You do not have to copy what I'm doing. I'm just giving you my example. But the purpose of our lesson for today is to use different kinds of lines. So that's what we're going to include in our drawing. Today, you're just gonna be working on drawing your piece, okay? And you don't have to worry about adding color or tracing. If you are finished very quickly and you still have time, You may start to trace, but you do not have to for week 1, okay? So I'm gonna start with my figure on the left here, and I'm going to start by making a, like if I'm going to draw a circle, but I'm going to stop right there. I'm making a curved line, and I am not going to enclose it or continue to connect to create that circle. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave this open. I hope you can see my lines there. Yeah. Okay. So there is my curved line. Now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add a slightly curved line. Not as drastic. A slightly curved line. Like a tall backwards C, maybe. Okay? And then I'm going to add a curved line down here like this. And I'm going to leave a little space at the bottom, empty. But I'm going to make a curved line like this. So that's all I have so far. And we've only been using curved lines. And we're going to continue to use curved lines, but right here, I need you to make more of a straight, short, diagonal line. And then here, we're going to make an oval. Connect an oval right there. And notice, these are lines and they're curved, curved, curved. This, I started out making a curved line, curved, and then I came all the way back around and I connected. Now when I take a line and I enclose that space, now it's transformed into a shape. And that's how we create shapes, by using line. So I have an oval shape here, or it could be a circle, but it's like an egg shape. And now from here, I'm gonna make a straight line. Straight line. Vertically straight. Because it could be horizontally straight, but we're making it vertical. Now I'm gonna double up my line. And what does that mean? That means I'm making the other side. Like if they were train tracks, right? Parallel, they're right next to one another. And then here, I'm going to make another curved line and connect them together. That's going to be my blue figure's hand. Okay? You're doing a great job, boys and girls. Now, a little curve here, or it could be straight, a short little line. Yeah, I hope you can see that. Okay, and now, from that point, I'm going to make another curved line, slightly curved, just a little bit curved. And from here, we're going to make another, either straight or slightly curved line. And as you can see on my blue figure, in order to make it appear that it has 2 legs, it's gonna have 1, 2, 3 lines. So we have 1, 2. Now I need you to put a line in between, in the middle. And now connect at the bottom. That's gonna be a foot. And right here, if you wanna put another foot here, you can do that. We'll stick the red figures behind. Okay, so now we have 2 feet. Good job. Now, remember I told you don't press too hard with your pencil? I did, because I wanted to make the lines dark enough for you to see. But it's gonna be hard for me to erase my line now. And here is a part where I need to erase one of my lines. So I'm gonna put a curved line here. And now I'm gonna double up double up that line with another curved line here. I'll leave it, it looks good. I'm not going to erase anything. Okay, that looks good so far. Now, ready for the red figure. We're gonna continue to use our curved lines, and we're gonna add this figure's head, or what looks to be like a head. It can be like a circle, or it could be an oval shape. But I'm going to connect this curved line to these two curved lines. And again, I'm not going to enclose this space here. I'm going to leave this open. You're doing so great. I'm really proud of you, boys and girls. Now, we're going to come out here and we're going to make like a curvy arrow. Okay. And now we're going to double up. Again, double that line. So I'm going to make another line right here and another line running parallel to this one right here. So a large arrow and a smaller arrow. Now, in order to make this figure's hand, I'm going to make a letter C. A letter C to close up this space. And now from our head, we're going to come straight, horizontally straight out like this. And we're going to connect it to the blue figure and stop. So this is one arm from the red figure, and this is another arm, and it stops at the blue figure, and then it jumps back over here. So it makes it appear as though the red arm is going behind this blue figure, and then coming over here, holding his shoulder, like if you're hugging somebody. Now we're gonna come back here, we're gonna double up this horizontal line by making another horizontal line underneath it. Double means two, 1, 2. Now we're going to come down here, make this slightly curved there, and then diagonally you're going to connect to the blue figure. And then here, we're going to come straight down and enclose that space to create that triangle. And now we're ready for the legs of our figure. And we're going to maybe make a curved line down here, like this. And then a curved line here for a foot. And now we need to put this line in between to separate that space and show two legs. Like if these guys are sitting next to one another or dancing or, I don't know, having fun together. And we're going to close this up and connect. And there we have our two figures. Okay, boys and girls, now we're ready to make our background and make our background design using lines, because the purpose of the lesson is to use a variety of lines. So what we're going to do next is, if you'd like to use a ruler to make your straight lines perfectly straight, you may. If you don't want to use a ruler or you don't have a ruler, you can just draw it freehand like we've been doing. So let me show you the difference. Right around here, to show that they're sitting on something, I'm going to take my ruler I'm going to make a straight line. When I come to my first figure, I'm going to stop, and I'm going to jump over it, go in between them, stop, jump over, in between, stop, jump over to the edge of the paper. I don't want to cross into it because then it doesn't look like they are in the front or in the foreground. But if I do, it's not a big deal. I can just erase if I've drawn my lines light enough. Okay? So there's my horizontal line. And now I'm going to continue to make straight lines up here. Or you know what? Maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe I'll make these lines straight and make these lines wavy. No, I won't. I like these better straight because then they remind me of like the rays of the sun or I don't know what. But I really like it that way. So whichever way you like it. But here, I feel like putting a heart in here. So I'm gonna make a curved line like this and go down to here. Kind of like a candy cane in the wintertime. And then I'm gonna make another curved line and connect. Now I'm enclosing that space of these two curved lines to create the shape of a heart. And now from that heart, I'm gonna continue to make straight lines. Now here, I'm using my ruler. And if I wanna continue using my ruler, I can. If I don't have a ruler or I just don't wanna use one, I can make my lines freehand. So now here I stop, I jump over, and I continue my line. And I'm gonna do these free-handedly. So I'm just gonna continue to make my straight lines look like they're falling. Like they're falling all the way down to my horizontal line. So I have one vertical line down the middle and one horizontal line over here behind these figures. Okay, so now I always start in the center. I'm gonna start at this heart, come out, jump over my figure, and continue my line. And maybe here I have one more line to make the spaces look more equal. And here I'm going to start to make it a little less drastic. Make it look like your diagonal line is straightening itself out. Maybe like this. Maybe this one will come down. It's gonna be different than this one. Or maybe I come over here and over here and over here. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If I don't like this line, I can just erase it and change it. Maybe I want it to be a little straighter. There we go. I kind of like it like that. So now I'm gonna jump over to this side and I'm going to make my other line. So I'm gonna start here, fill in here, go up here. Again, I'm just filling in my background. That means all of the space behind my image or my picture of whatever I'm drawing, and fill it up, break up all this negative white space into smaller spaces so that it looks more interesting, and then we can color in these different spaces to make it more interesting. I think that's pretty even. Now, we've used curved lines to create our figures. We've used straight lines in different directions, vertical, diagonal, and horizontal, to make our background space. And now here in the foreground, which means the area closest to us, I'm gonna use zigzag lines. Here, I used curved lines that make it look wavy, but I'm gonna make some zigzag lines here. I'm gonna go up, down like a mountain, up, down like a mountain. That's one zigzag. Maybe I want to put straight lines here. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to use my ruler and I'm going to put another straight line horizontally. But again, if I don't have a ruler, I'm just going to make a straight line and make it as straight as I can, like that. It's okay. It's your artwork. There's no right or wrong way to do it. Mine is just my example. In between. There we go. And maybe one more. One more. Okay. And now the spaces in between our horizontal straight lines, I'm going to continue to fill with my zigzags. Just freehand, like that. Maybe I'm going to skip one. Make another zigzag. Another. Zigzag is up and down and up and down. Kind of like a capital letter M, kind of. And another zigzag, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay, there we go. And in between, now you can decide what you want to do in between. If you want to fill in the spaces up here with some other kind of line, you can do that. Maybe I want to make a curve like this in between. Maybe I don't. But I'm going to make this one look different from my first example. I don't know what this is. It looks like a flower or some kind of sun or something. But the great thing about abstract art is that you don't have to make it look like anything, right? You can just have fun with your lines and your shapes and your colors and create whatever it is that you feel like looks good. Maybe I'm gonna put, I don't know. No, maybe I'm gonna leave it. I think I'm pretty happy with it. So I think I'm done right there. So this is the drawing that you are responsible for this week 1 of our assignment. And it's just a pencil drawing on whatever paper you have available with a pencil and an eraser, okay? So that is that. I want you to know that if for some reason you finish sooner, or you have extra time during your week, or you really just want to continue this, you may start to trace. So I know you're in 4th grade now, and you know very well how to trace, but I am going to remind you just once, just so that you do an extra careful job. This is all you need to do. But you need to keep this paper for week 2, because we're not finished with this drawing. We're going to add on to this piece. So if you're finished for the day, or if you're going to continue to trace, you have extra time, or you just feel like doing this today, we're going to eventually trace, okay? But when you're done, you're going to put this away somewhere safe, and then you're going to make sure it doesn't get spilled on or crinkled or ripped, because we're going to need this back, okay, for next week. But for today, you're done, unless you want to continue tracing. And if you remember, tracing doesn't mean make new lines. It does not. When you trace, you are very, very slowly going on top of your pencil lines to hide them. We don't want our pencil lines to show because it doesn't look finished or polished. It's not showing our very best effort or our best artist skills. So all I'm gonna do is very carefully go over my pencil lines and trace. And if you don't take your time and trace slowly, you're going to make mistakes. And what do I mean by this? I'm gonna show you. I don't wanna ruin this, so I'll show you on an extra piece of paper. But let's say I have, let me just do this really fast. Okay, I'm gonna have another figure here and here, and I'm not taking my time here, so it's not gonna look its best, but I just wanted to show you what I meant. Okay, so here's a figure. Here's the arm extended. Okay, so let's say that's my blue figure. If I trace slowly and carefully, I am going to hide my pencil lines completely like that. And that looks great. I'm not making new lines, I'm just hiding the ones that I've already drawn. Now that looks like my best. And if I miss a little spot, I can always go back and hide that. But if I don't take my time and I'm rushing and I'm in a hurry, it's not gonna show my best. Like this. So here's the difference. As you can see, on the left side of the figure, I have completely hidden all of my pencil lines and I've traced properly. But here on this side, I went too quickly, and so I didn't give myself enough time to hide each little pencil mark, and now I've created new lines. I have marker lines and I have pencil lines showing that's not really the look we're going for. So I need you to take your time and show your best effort. And like I said, if you would like to continue on your piece this week and trace it all, then we will add color week 2. If you don't have time or you don't feel like doing your artwork anymore, you do not have to trace this week, okay? But I know some people really get caught up in it and are having a fun time doing it, so this is the next step, okay? And so I'm only going to do this much, and then next week I will trace all of the other lines in the background that need to be traced, okay? So I'm just looking. If I have little spots missing, I'm gonna go over it with my marker. I'm going to connect. Now it looks really, really polished and finished, and it really shows my best artist skills and my best technique and my best effort. So I just wanted to tell you that I'm really happy to see you again, or to be talking to you virtually. When you go on your Google Classroom or our Google Classroom, you will see the example of Keith Harring's actual artwork, and then you'll see that my artwork, I was inspired by looking at his, and I made my own piece, okay? So that's what I want you to do. And when you're thinking about what you missed most about, you know, being at home and away from school, it could be holding your friend's hand. It could be walking next to each other. It could be sharing something. I don't know. Yeah, but hugging was the biggest thing that I missed. So you're gonna make your abstract figures, you're gonna draw them, and then I will see you guys next week, okay? So thank you very much, boys and girls, for being with me today, and I will see you next time. Bye.